Alright, so in this project we're going to be building an Ajax powered address book where we can store contacts, and we'll be doing that in a MySQL database like we have been, and we'll be using PHP to run both select queries and inserts and updates. Alright, so you can see this is all fetched with Ajax. If I reload, you can see we get the little loader GIF. We're actually using the Foundation framework, the HTML framework, which is very similar to Bootstrap. I just kind of wanted to do, I wanted to gear away from Bootstrap for a little while because we've used it quite a bit. So you can go to foundation.zerb.com, and basically the documentation is very similar to Bootstrap. Actually very similar. I didn't know it was this close. And you can find snippets for forms, things like that, grids. Okay, so that's what we'll be using as far as display framework. And it also offers, if I click on add contact, we get this nice little pop-up box, and that actually happens through the Foundation framework. And then if we click edit, you can see that it's pre-filled with the user's info. If I change this to Johnny and submit, you can see that it updates through Ajax. We can delete contacts easily, so it's a nice application if you want to learn more about Ajax and PHP, about working to get with them together. So what I like to do is first we'll set up our application structure as far as files and folders. We're not going to use any special PHP framework. This will be very similar to what was it? The Talking Space, or one of the projects where we use the PDO class, the custom PDO class. Alright, so that's what we'll be using. Alright, so yeah, in this video we'll set up the structure. So I'm going to go to htdocs, and I'm going to rename this, the final project result, to done, and then create a new folder for us to work in. Alright, so in address book we're going to create some stuff here. Let's create our folders first. We want a config file, folder. We want a core folder. Okay, so we're going to store our init file in there, just like we did in the past. And let's see, we want a CSS folder, a JavaScript folder, image folder, helpers, libraries. We're only going to have one library, and that's going to be the database PDO library. Everything else will just be done through single files. Okay, so that looks good for the folders. Let's create the root documents. Okay, of course we need our index page. Okay, next we're going to have contacts.php. Okay, the contacts page is going to have everything that's in here. Okay, these contacts. When we reload, oh, actually, you know what? I changed it, didn't I? You can see that the little bars, okay, it's grabbing contacts.php, and it's loading it through Ajax. Let's see, new text. We want add contact .php, and we want edit contact, and delete contact. Okay, so that's all of our root files. Now let's go to config. We want just one file here called config.php. Okay, in the core folder, we're going to have an init file. Okay, let's see. CSS, we're going to fill that with the foundation files, so we'll just leave that for now. Helpers, we're basically going to have one helper here, and I'm just going to call it system helper. Okay, what else? JavaScript. We'll also be putting our foundation scripts in here, but I'm just going to put our custom script that we'll be using, which is script.js. Same thing with CSS. We want a custom CSS file. Alright, and libraries, we're just going to have one library or one class called database. Whoops. Where it's a class file, I like to capitalize the first letter. Alright, so that's basically our app structure. Alright, so what I want to do next, just like in all my projects, I want to create the display, the HTML. Okay, so we'll just create a static template in the next video, and then we will, when we create our application, we'll integrate our HTML template into our PHP application.